Good morning, good day, good evening, whatever it is for you all. It's good to see you this morning. It's morning for me. That's why I'm using morning. But let's see. What if we use this light? Better? Yeah, sure. Puts me in sepia tones. Good morning, Wow. It's good to see you again today. I recognize your name. So welcome to this week's Friday stream. This week my plan is to go over the different Puzzle Master sets and then just rank them in order of which ones I think you should invest in and then also which cards to look out for in the Puzzle Masters packs. Unfortunately, our team decided that green is the only Puzzle Masters set that they're going to be giving us here. So we've only got green available to us to look at the entirety of the pack here. However, we also have, we're going to be able to look at more than green as well, because we can just go to the sets in my card collection. It won't show the different Origins cards and whatnot that I have in them, but we can just go in here and see all the different cards that are available to the different colors there. So that's going to work out for us too. If you guys wind up having any questions about Puzzle Masters, go ahead and shoot them in the comments section, and I respond to pretty much everything in there. So just let me know. Oh yeah, we did not do so great as a group in this event, but getting perfect in this event was really easy. I'm finding that getting the perfect scores in the coalition events is pretty easy right now, honestly. I was worried that coming back there would be all the different like combos and stuff. I know that the Harvest Tide is an event that historically people have struggled with because of the top node being the werewolf node, but I don't think I've actually ever lost a point on the Harvest Tide. So we'll see about that this week. This week might be a good come to Jesus for me there, but we'll find out. We'll find out. So let's get into the Puzzle Masters edition. My armrests should go up a little bit. There we go. I've got this really cool chair. I got it for myself so that I could play games and whatnot without my arms hurting and getting carpal tunnel. And this chair is just fantastic. I can adjust these armrests all over, and it's really weird to me. But as part of this today, I want to go ahead and use the different Puzzle Masters Planeswalkers. So I'm going to be using Puzzle Masters Red, so Chandra Ignited. The only one I don't have, I suppose, I should throw in this caveat. I don't actually have the black Puzzle Masters Planeswalker. I just never felt like she was necessary for my collection, so I don't actually have her. And I don't have the Liliana, Puzzle Masters Liliana. She's still not in my collection. And I don't think that she is available in the vault either. Not that I would buy her today. Oh, but she is there. This kind of makes me feel like I should get her for this, but I know better than to do this. Because she is not as good as Liliana of the Veil is. But this also goes to show what I think of her, right? I don't have her, so. She destroys cards from your library. She creates the Chain Veil, which is a card from Puzzle Masters. And then she creates this Endless Ranks of the Dead to give you, like, a few tokens. So, yeah. Hey there, Roy. I'm sorry to hear that you had COVID. That really sucks. I hope that you had a mild case, at least. I've only gotten COVID once, and I only found out that I had COVID because we were about to go and visit. Oh, I should put my phone in Do Not Disturb. That's a good idea. We were going to visit my wife's family in Las Vegas, and on the way, we were just about to leave the house, and I forgot something upstairs, so I ran up to go and get it, and I'd been feeling just sort of tired that morning in general, which, you know, is not really a surprise as a parent, but nonetheless, I ran upstairs, and then I got to the top of the staircase, because we have stairs, and I completely ran out of energy, and I just laid down on the top of the stairs for like 5 minutes, I want to say, until my wife's voice came up, was like, Michael, you getting whatever it was? I'm saying whatever it was because I don't remember at this point. And I was like, yep, okay. And so it took me another minute or two to convince my body to get up. And then I went and I was like, you know what? This is really weird. So I took a COVID test and it was like immediately like, you got COVID. I was like, darn it. So I let them know, did my room, quarantined in the room. It was some of the best 10 days that I've had in a long time. I didn't have any symptoms other than the exhaustion. So it meant that if I ever had to go to the bathroom, it meant that I was taking a 2-hour nap. But it also meant that I could just sit in my room and play video games for 10 days, which was great. And have like me time where I wasn't dad. So that is to say, I love being dad, but it was like a vacation. Anyways, back to the regularly scheduled content. So today we're going to be doing a list of the Puzzle Masters, and we're going to be going and ranking them. So just for starters, I think that the red Puzzle Masters is the worst. The red ones are garbage. There's really no reason for you to use like pretty much any of the red cards with the exception of the Mox Ruby. And I don't think personally that it's worth investing a whole bunch of crystals into red in order to just get the Mox Ruby. So to look at the Puzzle Masters red, we really need to get a better idea of what's in it and then why it is that I don't think that Puzzle Masters red is all that good. And the way that we would start with that is by going over Ignite Gems. So Ignite Gems are the improved red gems. In terms of just like ranking the gems themselves, I would actually say that blue has the best gems, and then green has the next best gems. Blue and green both have very good enhanced gems, whereas reds are pretty bad. So these just destroy blocks of gems around them when they get popped. So they're going to wind up being kind of like Demolish if you cast that, right? The spell removal from Origins, or Volcanic Rambler, or the Abbot, right? The monk dude from Origins that goes and destroys a whole bunch of gems that I'm somehow forgetting the name of. That's not Abbot of Carol Keep. Oh well. Anyways, it's going to destroy gems. So it's going to work nicely with Activate Gems. And so I think that was the idea that they had behind the Puzzle Masters Chandra as a Planeswalker. But I think that they really should have wound up making it so that it also did extra damage. If they wanted to make it really flavorful, then it would be something like when an ignited gem is destroyed, it destroys a block of 3x3 gems around it. For each red gem destroyed, this way deal 1 damage to your opponent's Planeswalker or something like that, or 1 damage to a target. And then that would have made it interesting. Or if it destroys a support this way, then deal like 3 damage or 5 damage to your opponent's first creature. You know, like if it had like some other additional effects to it, that would have made it cool. Red was the first one they came out with, so it's pretty subpar. If you look just at the mythics that you can get from red, you'll see that there's the Ancient Hellkite. This was in the original one. They wound up releasing a second wave of Puzzle Master cards, and they announced that they were going to make a third wave of Puzzle Master cards as well. We haven't seen those. It remains to be seen if the new studio is going to make them. But also, hi Cydrix. It's good to see you today. I hope you're doing well. So this one here is just like a dragon, right? It doesn't have anything like super special in that if you have a bunch of Ignite Gems, the special red gems, it gets a Power Toughness boost, Berserk and Trample. It's going to slowly ignite gems, and then when you match 1 or more Ignite Gems, you're going to do damage to your opponent's creature and Planeswalker. But there isn't a lot of like great igniting gem. There aren't a lot of great igniting gem cards. The second wave of Ignite cards that came out is included cards like Fire Servant. This card's actually pretty good. So it's a low-cost creature with when you cast a spell and it does damage, it's going to deal double that amount of damage. And then if you kill something with it, you're going to ignite 2 gems. So this card's actually pretty solid. Doubling your spell damage is always fun. It's only really going to be relevant when we have like specifically red spell cards that do damage. And we don't have much in the way of red spell cards that do damage right now. So it's just not great. It would have been nice if in Puzzle Masters Red they came out with a card like Hour of Devastation. I think that's what it's called. That does like 12 to each opposing creature and to the opposing player or something, right? But if they gave us a really good red spell that was worth using, but they did not. Next up, there's Flame Blast Dragon. So when you make a red match during your turn, you're going to do X damage to opposing target. X is the amount of mana on the first card of your hand. This card is actually it's actually okay, but it's only for the first match of your turn. Granted, you're going to be making a red match probably almost every turn, but it's not like a lot of guaranteed damage because you're not always going to be holding a bunch of mana in your hand. So, Peer into the Abyss is a one-shot. That's a really cool combo. Yeah, so you see that would be good. Doesn't need to be red. It could be black, right? This deals damage equal to half of your opponent's health, is what Peer to the Abyss does, and Fire Servant's going to double that. I imagine that you'd have to have them with even health, though, right? It doesn't round up. I think it rounds down. Maybe? We'll see. So, other than that, you've got some other things like Pyromancer Ascension. You're really never going to use this unless you're just playing with the red Puzzle Master cards. Same for Fiery Confluence. This one does damage to your opponent's Planeswalker, but then it does damage to each creature. So if you were to run Fiery Confluence with Fire Servant together, this thing only has 3 toughness, so this Fiery Confluence would wind up killing the Fire Servant. So this is not good, right? Like, they gave us a spell, but it's not good. So, yeah. And then when we move into the rares, please keep in mind some of these rares are from the second wave, and some of them are from some of the colorless bundles as well. So it doesn't mean that they are cards specific to the red Puzzle Masters. But the other card that's actually worth using from red Puzzle Masters is Rite of Flame. It's a 3-mana spell that makes it so the first card in your hand that's not named Rite of Flame gains 6 mana. And then you're going to ignite gems, and then Threshold 2, meaning that if you've got 2 copies or more of Rite of Flame in your graveyard, then you're going to gain 8 mana and ignite 3 gems instead. So this card is decent just because it's going to fuel mana and you can use it in combo decks. But other than that, we've got stuff like look at this. I never even looked at the card. It's just bad. When a creature attacks, if it's flying, you ignite a gem or you do 1 damage. No, it's awful. Fire Blast deals 6 damage to an opposing target unless you've got 3 or more ignite gems. I mean, you're paying 8 mana to maybe kill a creature. Not good. We got Chandra's Phoenix. When you match an ignited gem, if it's in your graveyard, return it to your hand with half of its mana. If there are 2 or more, this thing gets 1/1 for each spell card in your hand. Needs to come back to the battlefield. Not great. Fireball. This is like a quintessential Magic card, right? Deal X damage divided equally among each opposing target. X is equal to 6 times the amount of ignite gems. It only does it to creatures, and it's based on the number of ignite gems. And that damage is divided. You're not going to kill anything with this. We'll use it today just for giggles, but it's not a good card. You also have to be using ignite gems for that to work. So, yeah. Seal of Fire. When this thing loses shields, deal 3 damage to a random opposing target. Increase this thing's level by 1. When the support is destroyed, ignite gems equal to this card's level. This thing only has 2 shields. And it doesn't have a way of gaining more shields. Except for making more copies of them. If this had like an Activate 2 or an Activate 3, put a shield on this, then that would actually be pretty cool. Because then maybe this could be good, but it's just going to die too quickly. Like, 2 shields is too few. It's just not, it's not great. Oh yeah, well, Koth's new Vanguard is insane, and I am going to go ahead and say outright that I am very disappointed that I don't have it. So, I don't have Koth's new Vanguard, and I am a very sad panda because I do not have Koth's new Vanguard. So, the last card from Puzzle Masters Red is the Mox Ruby. This card is worth having, but I don't think it's worth getting all of Puzzle Masters Red just to get this card. So I did back when Puzzle Masters came out the first time, but if I was starting over now, would I do it? No, I would not. So let's make a deck out of Puzzle Masters Red, and we're going to throw it into Chandra and get rolling. Oh yeah, Crimson Hellkite. This is also just another dragon. It does damage. They're all very similar cards. I feel like they all basically do the same thing. So yeah, I'm not as you can hear, I'm not like super duper high on this one, but whatever. Let's see. We're gonna try Coalition Relic. I'm just gonna use as many Puzzle Masters cards as is reasonable in this deck. I say I'm going to use as many Puzzle Masters cards as is reasonable just because these are not great, right? But some of them are decent. So, also, I just can't imagine running this without some kind of extra card draw. Let's see. I've got Colony Gem for card draw. I want some kind of red conversion. I want red conversion. I could just use. This is gonna hurt me. I could just use the Mox, right? Just because I'm using the red. All right, so we're gonna do this for red. This hurts in part because Chandra's. I will say that Chandra Ignited, the Puzzle Masters Red Planeswalker. This is one of my favorite red Planeswalkers to use. This one's really good. I don't actually have the new Koth Vanguard. I really want the new Koth Vanguard, but I don't have it. So with this one, the first ability is actually really solid. Activate 4, deal 2 damage to the first opposing creature, and create 2 fleeting elemental tokens. You can win by just playing that ability. And I've actually won games playing as Chandra, where I didn't cast anything but lands, and I just used that ability. I don't know if I've won a game with her where I just used the ability and just didn't cast any cards. But she's one of those planeswalkers that can win off of just that. So really solid ability. It has removal and it has a win con, which I like. The second ability is going to create a copy of Pyromancer's Gauntlet onto the board, and then you draw 3 cards. Drawing 3 cards is really, really nice. And then the Pyromancer's Gauntlet is a card from Red Puzzle Masters, which is going to ignite red gems, and then it's going to deal damage to your opponent's planeswalker for each spell in your hand. You'll notice from some of the stuff in red that red is supposed to be spell-based. And then there's a create an Ether Ignition token, destroy X non-red gems, deal X damage to each opposing creature, where X is the number of red gems. And the Ether Ignition is going to say, when this thing loses shield for the first time, each turn draw a card, and when it loses shields, deal 4 damage to your opponent's planeswalker. It can happen up to 4 times per turn. It's got 6 shields, so it's okay, but it's not great. And then later on, they went and they added a passive ability to Chandra Ignited, which it's not letting me pull up here like that. Can I pull it up this way? Yeah, so they added a passive to her after she came out, and it made her a lot better, which is when you destroy one of your activated gems, fetch the first spell in your library, and you can trigger that once per turn. So this ability is really good. Really, really good. Just like for all the spell fetch, it's solid. You have got to be kidding me. Are you really Friar Brad? Oh my gosh, it is so cool to see you, buddy. How are you? I just logged on Immortal for the first time in forever, like, I want to say last week, just to see what they had added to the game. Like, I didn't wind up really playing it very much. I was just curious what had happened to the game. And then I was like, oh yeah, this looks fun. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to play. I want to do that. I want to become an Immortal again and just rain arrows on people. And then it took 5 hours for me to download all of the updates, and I was like, all right, maybe some other time. So that did not work out how I had hoped it would work out. That's actually a really good starting match. So we get the Mox, and then we also get to... Yikes. That's cut your losses, isn't it? And avoid Ren to get rid of that, and they get a fish. This is not going well. This is really not going well. My opponent playing Kazmina means that there's a very decent chance, especially from the cards that I've seen thus far, that my opponent actually has a decent deck. And I do not have a decent deck. So this does not bode well for me. I do need loyalty, so I'm going to take this red match into white over here and just sort of hope that my opponent doesn't get super great stuff. Of course they do. Oh no. This is not going to be a win. This is very much not going to be a win. Yeah, I'm going to quickly cast this and destroy Jaleva. She cannot be allowed to attack. I don't know that this is a winnable game, guys. So let's see. We're gonna activate 2. And then this thing is based on the number of Ignite Gems, right? Okay, so I've got, what, 1, 2? I've got 2 Ignite Gems here, which is something, at least. It's not a lot, but it's something. I'm going to do 4 damage this turn. How close am I to the next one? I'm not close. Okay. This is not good. All right, let's do it this way. I think this should still let me kill the Blade Coil. But yeah, my opponent's deck is way too good for me to beat them with the garbage that I am running, I think. This Puzzle Masters is not good enough for this. All right, so we're going to do 6 to that thing, which is good, but Rocco into Blade Coil. Is that going to make me lose my hand? No? Okay. Well, I appreciate that I didn't lose my hand. There are no Ignite Gems on the board right now. So I need Ignite Gems if I am to do anything. Do I make a 5 match to get rid of my opponent's creatures? Or do I try for an Ether Ignition or Chandra's Gauntlet? I mean, Ether Ignition is going to deal damage. I feel like I just go for my win con, right? I don't really have a win con beyond this thing's first ability. So let's see. Let's see if this gives us a chance to win. We're just gonna spam her first because her abilities are good, but these cards are not. So okay, that's good. Let's get the gem down. Let's see. I'm going to get full mana anyway, so let's get some more elemental tokens down. Just because I would like to get some more damage. Although my opponent could very well wind up playing the fish card on my elemental stack, and that would be a problem. So if my opponent puts the fish on my elemental, I've got some real problems. Real problems. Let's go black here. Yeah, that's 7. Oh, it's not quite enough to be able to play that, though, which is unfortunate. Let's see. Ignited is when you destroy one of your activated gems. Right. I don't have a way of destroying an activated gem this turn. I could write a flame here. That's going to let me cast the Coalition Relic. So, sure. Oh, no, I am casting one. Or I am destroying one, I should say. So this will draw me a spell. Okay, cool. That gives me the Hellkite. I like that. That's going to give the Hellkite mana. I'm going to save my Fire Blast. I could have just popped my opponent with it, which might have helped me a little bit, but... Okay, whatever that first card is, it has stored mana. And I don't love that. I'm going to freeze that thing down. I'm going to put Living Fire out again. Which one's this one? That's the gem. Okay. And this thing is when you destroy an improved gem, gain mana. Right. Is this one the relic? Okay. Okay, so that one will be a good one to do stuff with. I think I should make the green match or the blue match so that my opponent doesn't get green or blue matches. This is not good. I'm going to take the green one and just hope that this converts some gems how I want it to. I'm not convinced that it will necessarily, but it might get me closer to where I want to be. It did not. And there's Rocco into Blade Coil. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to Fire Blast the Blade Coil. Get out of here. Shoot. Okay, this is actually kind of okay right now. Not great. I still don't know what the win condition is here, but there is one, I think. Just the The little elemental tokens. It's not a great win condition. How about we put it that way? It is a win condition, it's just not a great win condition. And then the black match makes more sense here just because we want to get more stuff out. So let's take the black match first. My opponent having the blue mox is also not great. Ah, I dropped my phone. Let's do it. Okay, that's actually pretty solid. We're going to get the fist. I think I got a 5 match. I did. Ooh, this is really actually quite good. This one's my mox? Nope, that's the gem again. Is my mox all the way the heck down there? It is down there. So if I take the blue match, that'll be good. You know what? I'm just going to do this here. I know it's going to destroy a big thing of my red gems, but I want to see what happens here. I think it might be good for me. It's going to get me a whole bunch of my elementals, which is going to get me closer to being able to beat my opponent. But what? Is that a 5 match over there? Oh man, there's a lot of cascading going on here. Well, let's go ahead and fire blast my opponent because this is going to do double damage here because of the elemental, and then we've just got all the things right now. My opponent has no creatures down. Let's see. Are there any matches that I don't want my opponent to have? Yes, very much so. There is a match I don't want my opponent to have. There's 2 matches I don't want my opponent to have. Let's do this blue one. Nope. This green one came, of course. Blade Coil. Again. Oh, no. They just did a cut your losses, and oh boy. There's another cut your losses. I had such a big stack of my tokens. X damage to target creature. Okay, they're Blade Coil, they killed it. Alright, they're going to Void Rend away my Crimson Hellkite. They're going to Void Rend away... Goodbye. Goodbye, board. Alright, well, I had a board, guys. It was there, I promise. You guys saw it very fleetingly. And it was very beautiful and special while it lasted. But it's very much gone now. So, rip to my board state. What's going to be the way that's least likely to give them another green match? Well, we're going to do this because this is going to kill the fish. And it's going to get me my elemental tokens again. You can see, though, that this is a very slow match. Goodbye, tokens. This is a very, very slow match. And it's because I'm basically only winning this game, if I do win it, because of Chandra's abilities. It's not because of the red cards. The red cards are not... They are not helping here. The little hasty tokens are slowly killing Kasmina. And I like them. Okay. Yeah, we're going to play these Fire Blasts here. There's no point in having. You know what? Let's just play everything. Let's see if this gets us more of the tokens for some reason or other. By converting red gems. Alright. We have a whole bunch of those Ignite gems on the board. So that's going to ignite some more gems. Fire Blast we're going to hit our opponent with. Fireball, we're going to destroy that token. 48 damage. That's a lot of damage. Alright. Well, this did get us, fortunately, to another activation of our first. Oh man, so many activations of our first. Alright, time to make a chain reaction happen. Boom. Really? I thought that was going to chain. Alright. I could potentially beat Kasmina here if Kasmina doesn't get a super crazy turn. But, oh. Well, it was one of those it could have happened things, but now it's not so likely to happen things. So that's just how the cookie crumbles, but that's okay. We've got some options here. So let's see. Oh no, I still win this turn, right? Yeah, because of these red explodey gem things. If we just do it this way, right? This this wins the game this turn because it's going to get us more elementals, and my opponent has 8 health. And whew. So this shows the power of Chandra and shows how bad Red Puzzle Masters is. I feel like this is actually a perfect example. And I was against a very meta deck, right? You can't say this wasn't a meta deck. A Meeting of the Five, Rocco, Jaleva, Blade Coil. I'm going to guess that they had the Hearse in there somewhere. It just didn't come out. They had Cut Your Losses. They had the Blue Mox. So this was a super meta deck. Still wound up winning with an absolutely terrible deck. But you can see that at the very least, Chandra has a lot of removal in her kit, right? We were able to keep the board clear by and large thanks to Chandra's kit. Lucky I didn't run against Rem. Yeah, if Rem was in there, then I would have... that would have been a moment of harikiri. So it would have been over. But yeah, so that was Red in a nutshell. We're done with Red. We're moving to the next worst Puzzle Masters, or the next best, right? Next best. However, when I say next best, and when I say next worst before I say next best, it's because I very genuinely mean that you should not be targeting this one. This is not one that you want to get yourself. Right? Right. Cool. And that's going to be black. So Puzzle Masters Black is another one that I really don't think is essential for any collection. Once again, you have the Black Mox, and that card is good. But I don't think it's worth going through all of black to get. I will say there are some good Eternal Black cards in the Black Puzzle Masters in the rare category. Snuff Out is a phenomenal removal card. It's got Flash, so you can play it during your opponent's turn in the event that we ever have a haste, a meta where there's like a haste creature killing you. This is a way around that so that you can still win games. I have used it in a lot of events. You'll see that I've actually mastered this card, and I don't master very many cards. So this card is really good. You're going to destroy an opposing creature for 7 mana, which is good. And then if there's 3 or more corrupt gems, your opponent loses 5 life. If there aren't, you're going to corrupt 2 black gems. And the corrupt is going to make it so that you can bring things with buried back. So the buried thing is not a real big deal, but the destroying things is a very big deal. So that one is really good. Definitely worth it. Demonic Tutor is also pretty solid. Demonic Tutor is going to fetch a card, just in the way that tutors are. And then that card's going to gain mana. You're going to lose life. Life I see as a resource in this game. It's a solid card. It's not an essential card by any means. You've also got things like Corrupt in the rare slot, which is a fun card. Your opponent's going to lose life and you're going to gain life. Equal to the number of black gems on the board, which is pretty cool. But, I mean, it's not essential. It's good, but it's not essential. It's not like it's super great, right? The Reaver is a fun card as well, just in that this thing's going to make a bunch of zombie tokens, but it just doesn't hold up to other cards that we have in Standard or even Legacy that produce zombies or bring things back from the graveyard, things like that. We've got the Chain Veil, which is what Puzzle Masters Liliana makes. It's that thing. And this one really punishes players for not activating loyalty abilities. It just outright kills players for not activating loyalty abilities. One of the crappy things about the Chain Veil, though, is that it specifies that at the end of each player's turn, if they didn't use a loyalty ability, they lose life. Meaning that if you haven't used a loyalty ability the turn that you cast this, it starts by punishing you before it starts punishing your opponent. And just with the way that Greg plays, Greg usually prioritizes playing their first ability, so it doesn't wind up pinging Greg for very much. With that said, if you're ever up against Dakon, this is actually pretty phenomenally bad against Dakon, actually. Dakon just spams his first every turn. Who are we kidding? Never mind. He has loyalty, but he's not taking damage to it. So, one of the things about this is that you want to have stuff in your graveyard, and you could sort of want to be able to bring it back. So I'm going to be using this Liliana here, and we're just going to be spamming her first, because this is going to throw a whole bunch of cards into our graveyard. There is a sort of fun interaction between Bone Miser and Waste Not, right? So this one has, when your opponent discards a card, If it's a creature, you get a zombie token. If it's a support, you corrupt gems. If it's a spell, then you're going to draw a card and give it half of its mana. And then the Bone Miser is something that you would then try and discard. But nonetheless, if you control Waste Not, then you're going to be fetching Bone Misers from your library and give it full card. So it's full card for full mana. So these two can work in conjunction. They aren't the hottest thing since sliced bread, but they're solid. Overseer of the Damned is fantastic. This thing is going to destroy creatures and it's going to get you zombie tokens. So zombie tokens are your friend. I'm going to be running a 2-creature deck here with this. And then I think Coffin Queen brings things back, right? Yes. Bring them back with their reinforcements and give them the goodies. So let's see. We also are going to be running the Jet. We're going to run Sniff Out. We're going to run the Tutor. Why not? And then discard the last creature card from your hand to draw a card. If it's a zombie, create tokens equal to toughness. I don't love this card, honestly, but because you have to have a creature in your hand, which isn't great. We are going to go ahead and use Dread Summons because zombie tokens. And then the last thing is this deck is going to need, it's going to really need some kind of converter, right? We're going to convert black here. I can't do this without gem conversion. I'm going to run Takenuma. No, I don't need to run Takenuma. Convert Planeswalker. Sorry. I think there's one that converts 3, right? Let's see. If it has 3 or more shields, convert 3, otherwise convert 2. And it's not great. 3 or more creatures, convert 2, convert 2, convert 2, convert 2, convert 2. Alright, well we got a bunch of convert 2s. So I'm going to use Takenuma after all. Alright, we're going to try this out. So this deck, right? This deck, we don't have a win condition from our Planeswalker. We have to win with the cards. And that's really important. Fortunately, we're up against an absolutely terrible Planeswalker. So Goose here is running maybe the worst Planeswalker in the game, right? This is the Ether Revolt one. Yeah, they're running the worst Planeswalker in the game. Chandra, Torture of Defiance. It was awful. Jace. Jace gives it a run for its money, to be fair, but that one's pretty terrible. So here, we don't have anything good. So at this point, I might as well just go for just destroying gems, getting a little bit of mana, and working my way toward loyalty. And then hope that I get something good as we go. So Overseer is definitely good, but I also definitely want to make sure that there is going to be something for me to destroy with it. Here, I know I've got red and black, but I'm just going to risk it for the biscuit. And I did get the biscuit, so I'm pleased about that. Waste Not, I like this. Oh, I forgot to put Infinite Obliteration into the deck for additional removal. So we're just going to keep going along the same vein of risking for biscuits and just waiting for my opponent to play cards, because we need the opponent to play cards. All right, we're going to destroy cards from the library. And that gives me a Bone Miser. I do like that. And then do I have any creatures in my graveyard? I have an Overseer and a Bone Miser. So let's see. You know what? I can play these to get both. I don't think I'm going to get either of them this turn, but that's okay. I'm going to get a bunch of zombies of this going this turn, which is good. We definitely want the zombies. So we're going to destroy this thing. And this is going to start giving us zombies. 3, which is not a whole lot of zombies, in fairness. I would have very much liked to have gotten more zombies, but I did not get more zombies. Snuff Out, there's really no point in me using this, but I'm going to anyways, just because it's going to deal damage to my opponent, and I might as well deal some damage. And then let's just keep destroying things, get some more zombie tokens. I want to do Dread Summons before I do that one. And then let's just destroy the corrupt gems here. I have stuff in the graveyard that can come back. I'm going to Dread Summons just to get some zombies. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take 4 zombies, and I get a free Mox out of that from the graveyard gems. I like a free Mox as much as the next guy. There aren't a whole ton of black gems on the board here. There aren't. I don't love that, but I'm gonna get a free casting anyways. So let's just get the free corrupt out of this. Let's see, and that's gonna do 8, and I'll gain 8, which is fine. I don't need to do anything super special here, honestly, because my opponent is playing what appears to be a garbage deck with a garbage planeswalker. Yeah, these cards are all terrible. My opponent's gonna start pinging themselves with that, which is fine. And then I get a Bone Miser, I get more zombie tokens, and I get a Snuff Out. Okay. Let's see, can I win this turn? I do win this turn. I win this turn regardless of what I do. Well, that's refreshing. So here you can, I think, definitely see that this deck is at the very least better than the red deck was. We were able to burn through our opponent's health much more easily and much more quickly. However, I also wasn't up against a great deck, so there wasn't like a major stress test. I did win quickly enough, and so the black cards are actually solid. They aren't bad. Like, red is the only color in Puzzle Masters that's bad. Red is the only color that I think there's just no reason at all for you to invest in. Red is bad. Black, I just wouldn't invest in black unless you have everything and you have resources to spare. Because the black cards are decent, but they're not great. You definitely have to build around them. If you don't build around them, then they're all kind of pointless. And then I just feel like there's better cards that do all the things that the black cards do. So the black cards all have things that are like a little bit better than them. So that's just my take on it, right? You are welcome to have your own take on it, but that's my take. Black is good, but not great, not worth it. Which brings us to the next color in the Puzzle Master spectrum, which is white. White has the best Planeswalker of the different Puzzle Masters Planeswalkers, arguably, with the Johnny. My own personal feeling right now is that Teferi is better than a Johnny, but I see a Johnny everywhere. So, yeah, a Johnny is very good. A Johnny got nerfed, and the nerf was pretty substantial to a Johnny. However, with that said, a Johnny is still good. And I think that that's the mark of a good nerf. A good nerf is when you nerf something and that thing is still good, right? Like, you're just trying to make it so it's not overpowered. And a Johnny was 100% overpowered. A Johnny is not overpowered now. So if we go to White Puzzle Masters, there's going to be something that you're going to notice really quickly in my assessment of White Puzzle Masters, which is that I'm going to go to only white here, okay? I'm going to get rid of all the colorless ones here. So here there's one good card. There's one. It's Ignite the Beacon. So igniting the beacon is nice because it gives you a way of fetching things. You get to fetch either vanguards or creatures. Targeted fetch is very good. It lets you get specific combo pieces or just specific cards that are going to make your deck click. And so in this case, you'd probably be taking something like the Teferi Vanguard if you don't have it, or if you have a specific white creature that's going to make your deck click, you're going to go for that. But Ignite the Bacon is a very good rare to go after, but the rest of the cards on this page are all terrible. Like, not a single one of them is worth going after. A Johnny's Sunstriker is just bad. Like, this is not good. The Enlist gems are awful. It is. Just in terms of, like, on their own, right? You gain life, and then it lets you attack specific things when they're made. The matches are made, and then if they're on the bottom, then they're going to give a creature a power toughness boost. However, Enlist gems are always done in the top 3 rows. It's either 3 or 4. I think it's 3 rows of the board. So I will say that right now that part of Enlist gems is broken as heck, right? That Enlist gems are always in the top of the board is super broken. And it wouldn't be broken except that a Johnny enlists 4 gems, meaning that if there aren't white gems in the top of the board, a Johnny's just going to make a whole bunch of white gems on the top of the board. It's going to convert them. And a Johnny's going to gain a ridiculous amount of life from them. But even more so, what makes that broken is this bad boy right here. Bad girl, bad girl. So she is absolutely insane. She is one of the best cards in Perma Standard. She's just one of the best cards in the game for Perma Standard. Just when a creature enters the battlefield, if you have full life, enlist 3 gems. That's going to convert 3 gems to improved gems. And then otherwise, you're going to gain 9 life. So if either you or your opponent are playing cards that make tokens, which Ajani just passively makes tokens, then you're going to gain a whole bunch of life and convert a whole bunch of gems to white, and all those gems are going to be in the top 3 rows, right? Maybe 4, 4 rows. They're all going to be, turned to white. This turns into like an infinite mana machine. Honestly, that's what this is. This is an infinite mana, infinite life machine, where your opponent either gets rid of this, or they find a way to one-shot you, or you're just not going to die. And so this card, I think, is too good. I think there should be a limit on the number of triggers that this thing has per turn. This thing in permanent standard is not fair. The thing that really sucks about this is that because it's a mythic, you really have to go through a lot of white to get it. And just about all of white is trash. Like, white is honestly as bad, if not worse, than red. Except that white has Healer of the Pride, which is insane and is definitely worth having. Ignite the Bacon, which is good and is a staple card that you can throw in a lot of decks, especially during slow metas. And then, of course, you've got the white Mox, which is solid as well. We like our Moxes. The Moxes are all good. But yeah, this thing here is just completely cracked. So for what I'm going to be doing here, I'm actually just going to be making a deck around Healer of the Pride to showcase just how balanced it is right now. Healer of the Pride loves it when we make tokens. So let's make some spirit tokens. Spirit tokens. Let's make some spirit tokens, right? Because, so we're going to throw in Hallowed Haunting. I'm pretty sure that all of you who are in here have seen this in action. But if you haven't, I'm really sorry for showing you this. So this thing is going to make a bunch of spirit tokens every time. This thing's going to make a bunch of spirit tokens every time. Come on, brain fart. You play a support. You cast a support. We're going to use the Obscura Ascendancy. So just when you cast a card, if it's higher level than this, then you're going to start making super spirits. That's the moral of that story. I'm going to throw in Void Rend, because we want tricolored cards. We're going to throw in a Charm, because tricolor cards. We're going to throw Meeting of the 5 in here, because Meeting is broken as butts. It's going to fetch the 3 tricolored cards, being Void Rend, Ascendancy, and Meeting of the 5. I've actually seen people use this deck with... Where is she? With this thing, this is just... You know what? Let's just go all out balance here, right? Let's just go with as much balance, true balance as I can. Circle of Confinement. No. So the reason I'm not going to use Circle of Confinement here, Chris, is because the Meeting of the 5 is going to fetch the Void Rend. So I'm specifically running this so that we get the Void Rend. The Circle of Confinement is definitely really good. I mean, this card is just silly, honestly. It's very, 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 very good. It's not that it's not good. It's very, 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 very good. I'm just running it for the Meeting of the 5. I could turn this into more of a token machine, if you will. But I'm playing for the Haunting trigger. True, it will trigger the Haunting. So sure, why not? We'll run the circle and we'll just run to... You know what? And then in that case, let's do Tamio for our third tricolor card, okay? We'll do Tamio. Not that it's necessary, but with the Meeting, it's still going to. So here we go. This is not fair. All right? I'm just saying this outright. This is not fair. It's very wrong. But you got to know what's out there. So, okay, Broker's Charm and Ignite the Bacon. Cool. this is a really good match right here, because this is going to get us red into, or loyalty into red, into green, which should make the bacon happen. So let's just start the bacon sizzling early. Ooh, that's fair and balanced. Great, we get Healer of the Pride right out the gate. Yep. Oh, and we get the Haunted. Chef's kiss. Okay. Ooh, and another bacon. Yes, please. Let's do this here blue into this is on that fair and balanced list, right? All right. The Healer of the Pride's coming down. And we're gonna get the Haunting down, which is where infinite mana starts happening now. All right. Yep, it's the top 3 rows only. You'll see that this is only converting the top 3 rows. Those are the only things that are going to be converting here. We're going to go ahead and take the Rumor Gatherer just to finish breaking this to its fullest. Brokan has one last real turn here to do anything. All right. Let's make some double strike critters. Okay. And... Sure, let's do it this way to give the critters double strike. No, you're not going to assemble. Avengers assemble. Yeah, you're gonna turn into the Rumor Gatherer, please. And now here's where I just become a horrible human being. There. So we draw cards. We convert a whole bunch of mana. Hello, game. You'll notice that the top 3 rows are all converting to white. And we're drawing way too many cards to be allowed. Oh, God. These spirits are going to get out of control. We want to get the Obscura Ascendancy down as quickly as possible so that it will make it so that we can just stop the loop as quickly as possible. So we can just win the game. But there's no coming back from this. You run Getaway to get the Spirit Stack Haste. Yeah. Yeah, Spirit Stack Haste is nice. Unfortunately for us, our Obscura is on top. So it's just going to keep dying to landfalls here, I think. Which isn't my favorite. No, we're not stopping the loop. We're using a fair and balanced deck game that you allowed me to run. So we're going to let this fair and balanced thing happen. Because you let this happen. Even though you should not let this happen. We're going to get a lot of spirit tokens. And a lot of life. And a lot of mana. Alright, cool. So this is stuck now. Alright. There's nothing else to convert. Because we had loyalty up top. And the combination of loyalty, but specifically this right here. This screwed the pooch. But that's good. We like that screwed the pooch. Healer of the Pride. Oh my gosh, this is still going even with all of this? Jeepers creepers. This is so busted, guys. Another Obscura. Okay. Well, my opponent's very dead. So dead. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, that is specifically why I say that Puzzle Masters White is good, right? What was this turn? Was this my second or my third turn? Oh man. Turn 1 was that? Okay, turn 2. So this was my third turn, right? The turn 3. This happens. It's insane. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that white Healer of the Pride is really good. Not a little bit good. Really good. White. But it wasn't against them truly. It was against the Greg version of them, Cydrex. It was against the imposter of them. It was against their doppelganger that is pretending to be them, but just in a much worse form. So I don't feel entirely bad about it. But yeah, it's just not fair. Let's just put it that way. I think that this deck right here is just not fair the idea of having and the thing about it, right, is that like white in paper, it just like white. I feel like just about every set has a way of making a bunch of tokens. That's just what white does, right? And eventually, I'm sure that we're going to get another white planeswalker that just makes a whole bunch of tokens with their first. And so, with that, Healer of the Pride with whatever that White Walker is, or just even with a Johnny, right? Like with Puzzle Masters a Johnny, which is just always going to be around. It's always going to make tokens. It's always going to enlist gems. Fair enough. Unfair enough. It's really, really, really good. So, yeah, it's something else. You can run this in a lot of events as well. Because if ever your event is like convert X number of gems, well, we converted more gems than we had any right to convert there. If it's like summon X number of creatures, we summoned more creatures than we had any right to summon there, right? If it's draw X or more cards, we drew so many cards. We drew so many cards. So yeah, it's disgusting. If it's gain X or more life, oh lord, did we gain a lot of life, right? Because all those white matches were enlisting the gems, right? So they were all enlisted gems, basically. And they were all gaining us 2 life, so that's at least 6 life per white match. So, yeah, this deck is very good. It's very, very good. And that's why Healer of the Pride is so good. Which is going to bring us to my next Puzzle Masters. The next Puzzle Masters, in terms of how good they are, is going to be blue. All right, so my next one is blue. Ignite the bacon to it. Yeah, ignite the bacon. Oh, airtime. You're in here right now. I killed your doppelganger, and you're welcome for killing your doppelganger. I very rarely see someone in the stream who's also someone that I just played in the game. Really cool to see you here. Hello, welcome to the stream. Good, it's still good morning my time. I got 2 more minutes to say good morning. 1 more minute. Even though I do believe that good morning is an oxymoron. But, whatever. Blue. Puzzle Masters Blue. Why do I think that Puzzle Masters Blue is the next best thing since sliced bread compared to the other colors, right? So let's go into Puzzle Masters Blue. Why is Puzzle Masters Blue good? Puzzle Masters Blue is good. We're just going to make this the blue cards, please. Puzzle Masters Blue is good because, well, there's a lot of really good blue cards in the Puzzle Masters pack. A poison deck? Okay. Poison is evil, by the way. But I respect that you were using that at the training grounds. And yeah, that combo happened way too fast. It's too good. That's actually a level of combo that I'm okay with. It's a level of combo that I'm sort of okay with existing in the game, just because there's a lot of pieces involved to make it happen. And so you kind of have a turn where if you see the Healer of the Pride, you just gotta get rid of it. But it is a little bit strong. The Hallowed Haunting, like I feel like they all just can trigger too many times. But anywho, blue. Why do I think blue is worth it? Well, let's get the obvious one out of the way. The blue Mox is very good. Getting all the Moxes is very good, etc., etc. All right, we're done with the Mox. So now on to the other cards. Blue has a really good set of options between rare and mythic, where there are actually a lot of cards that I feel like are worth having. I mean, you can't say that you don't see that every weekend though, Chris. Like I see that deck a lot. One of the reasons I run the decks that I run, I don't really ever play a coalition event without Sleep with the Fish and Kasmina, if I can, right? Because I use her second to copy it, and so the moment that I see that Healer of the Pride down, that gets the fish, and then if they get a spirit token down from the Haunting, that spirit gets a fish as well, and then I'm pretty safe. It's just a free win from there. So. Yeah. I also see a lot of Phyrexian Praetors in there, where some people just run those just because those things are big, nasty walls. And that thing is another great target for the fish. So, yeah. Lots of nasty. But blue. Why is blue good? So we've had a few iterations of blue, right? There was the first group of blue, and then there's the next group of blue. I think that this card here is actually a solid card. It's not like it's a card that you have to run, but I think it's still just a solid card. Drain all mana from the first card in your opponent's hand. Your opponent discards that card. Then if the last card in your opponent's card is basically if the card is a creature, then you get to take it for free. If that card is a spell, you're going to restrain them, which is going to, it's going to mess with their mana generation, right? Their non-blue bonuses go down. And then your opponent's last card in your opponent's graveyard is a support, denied 2 gems. You've only run into it once. You're lucky, Chris. I ran into that deck. Last weekend was the Convert Gems weekend, right? Where we had the node to convert gems. So I want to say that I ran into that deck almost an equal number of times, not quite equal, almost equal in my 12 matches to Dakon. So I want to say that I ran into Dakon, 6 or 7 times? And some of the Dakons run that, to be fair. But specifically that Puzzle Masters of Johnny, I think I ran into it 4 times over the weekend. I think I maybe had 1 or 2 matches that weren't against that. Or Dakon. One of the two. So let's see. Here we've got Desertion. So Desertion's just a solid card, right? Like, you can throw it in any deck, it's solid. Time Reversal is another one that's solid. This is just you discard, you draw, you gain mana, you get a bunch of cards, bunch of mana. So that's always bueno, right? We like that. We like getting mana. Mana's good. So that's really, really good. This card, you'll see that I haven't used it, right? Just when you make a blue match by swap for the first time, deny 3 gems a turn. But it's just a 1/1, so I don't love it. You just wind up getting it, and it just doesn't do a lot. This card is just wildly annoying. I've gone against it. You'll see that I sort of recently-ish got it, and so I haven't played with it. But it's just wildly annoying because it enters the battlefield, it drains 8 mana, and then denies gems equal to the number of mana drain, or equal to the amount of mana drained. So up to denying 8 gems. Deny gems are incredibly good. Like, they are insanely good. These deny gems are the blue gems. These are, in my opinion, the best of the gems that you can have the upgraded gems for. So when you create the denial gem, your opponent gets denied, meaning that they get -1 to, or they're restrained. So they get denied, and then they get that means that they can be restrained, meaning that it's going to get rid of all of their non-blue mana bonuses. And then when a denial gem is matched, then you're going to restrain the player. You're going to make it so that they have 0 to all of their mana bonuses except for blue. And then you're going to create time bubble tokens, which you don't see here, but if you destroy a time bubble token, and it's your time bubble token, you're going to drain mana from your opponent's hand. Whereas if your opponent matches a time bubble token, and they have a card with mana in their hand, they discard that card. So I mean, please tell me if any of you guys feel differently. But I personally feel like the most frustrating deck to go against isn't the combo deck that's just going to beat you in 1 turn. Like, I feel like that's exasperating, but it's not frustrating. Well, it is frustrating, but it's more exasperating than it is frustrating. Going up against a Puzzle Master to Fairy deck that is running a bunch of these deny time bubbles is the most frustrating thing that you can do, because it's like you see the option to win, but it's just really not actually there. And that's really frustrating. So yeah, Spell Stutter Sprite is solid. Wash Out, not Mana Drain. Wash Out is a really good card. It's gonna have mana field to return the first opposing creature to their hand, and then when your opponent gets denied, this thing gets a shield. I mean, yeah, you're just gonna be bouncing stuff left and right. Really, really good. Just free removal, basically, for making matches, which you're going to get, and you're going to be converting a whole bunch of gems to blue. So really, really, really good. From the Mythic Masterpiece side, you've got Time Walk, which is very good, right? So you make the mana field, you get an extra swap, and then you deny 3 gems, which is very solid. You got Paradox Haze, which is even more solid than Time Walk. So when you match 3 blue gems by swap for the first time, you're going to deny 3 gems and gain an extra swap. And then also when you cast a card that's not named Paradox Haze, draw a card. It can only trigger once per turn. So this is kind of like Time Walk, except that it's also going to help you draw some cards. If you have both of them, you just get a whole bunch of extra turns. It was Liliana is the only other one that's almost as annoying. I don't find new Liliana to be annoying. Just because, like, if you see Liliana, it's kind of like, okay, I know what I need to do, right? Like, you can tailor your deck to be able to take her out, but against Teferi, you just, oh god, like, there isn't really tailoring your deck. There's just getting duped on. So, and then there's the Piece de la Resistance of blue, which is Ambiguity. This card is by far the best card in blue, and is insane. This card is just absolutely broken, bonkers, busted, in the same way that the white healer is busted. This card is just broken as all get up. So when this thing enters the board, you create a time bubble token. When a time bubble is destroyed, and trust me, you're going to see that we're going to have like 15, 20, 30 time bubbles on the board. You're going to deny 3 gems, which is going to activate them for blue and turn them into time bubbles. The first opposing creature gets a permanent -X/-X. And then just because of the deny 3 gems, you're going to be converting ridiculous amounts of gems to blue, which is going to give you insane mana. And then because this specifies when one is destroyed, that also means that when your opponent matches a time bubble gem and they wind up losing their stuff because time bubbles, you are going to create more time bubbles to replace the ones they destroyed. So this card is just ridiculous. Absolutely a pain in the rear end. I could run blue. The thing about blue is that blue doesn't have a win con. All right, let's just get that out of the way. Blue Puzzle Masters doesn't have a win con. You very much need something else that's going to win you the game, right? This is another card that's that's kind of ridiculous with this. When a support you control is destroyed, time bubbles included. Return target creature to your opponent's hand. Like, why? Why? I found that that's not entirely necessary, just because like your opponent's just not going to play anything. This here is one of my favorite decks to play because I am a bad human being. I can't think of any other reason why I would play this deck beyond I am a bad human being. So, yeah, this is going to make bad things happen to my opponent. You've got the Blade Coil trio because of Meeting of the Five. You've got Xander with Silent Blade. Your opponent's just not going to play anything, and you're going to get all your opponent's stuff. I suppose I could tweak this a little bit. I could take out like Otawara or the Surgical Bay for something. I've got Cut Your Losses in here. What would I put in here instead of Otawara or the Surgical? Something else that draws cards. Yeah, let's see. Let's throw in where are you? Time Reversal maybe? And draws that many cards. Sure, we're gonna throw Time Reversal in here. Okay, we're gonna throw Time Reversal in just because it's gonna help us get to our combo faster. But right, Puzzle Masters Teferi. This is the second best of the Puzzle Masters Planeswalkers. For me, it's the one that I use the most. I use this guy more than any of the other Puzzle Masters Planeswalkers. I think he is really good. He's in the S+ tier for me. I think he's one of the best Planeswalkers in the game. Because all you need for Teferi Chronoclast to be good forever in Standard is Ambiguity, and Ambiguity is in Standard forever. So just these two together just completely break the game, in my opinion. So Teferi's first ability is just that nope, and you're going to deny 4 gems, increase the cost of all cards in your opponent's hand by 2. That's a permanent increase by 2, which winds up being absolutely busted because you just start spamming that every single turn. And you're just getting more and more of those deny gems out. You're making it harder and harder for your opponent to cast stuff, which means it's going to take them longer. They need more mana. And with all the time bubbles that you're going to get down, it just is game over. It's a level of control unlike anything else in the game. When your opponent casts a card, then if it's a blue card, you get mana. Otherwise, you deny a gem, so just free gem denial. The second ability is actually really, really good in just converting 7 gems to blue and then gaining mana equal to the number of blue gems. It's just like give all the cards in your hand full mana. And then the third ability is kind of... you discard all the cards with mana that can be discarded from their hand. But if they have cards with mana in their hand, you're generally going to be getting rid of it with the time bubbles. I can honestly say that I have never lost in Standard with this deck. That isn't a knock on wood moment. It's just this deck is just too good, guys. Too good. I can play the Silent Blade Oni, like, really quickly, or I can get Gem Conversion. I'm going to go with the Gem Conversion, because Gem Conversion is very good. Obviously, this turn, it was not as good as I wanted it to be. But in general, it's very good. Time Reversal or Teferi? Let's see. I do actually want the Blade Oni to come down. The sooner that thing comes down, the better. Let's see. This could give... I'm going to take this red one. We're going to risk this for the biscuit. I'm hoping that the red is going to bring this down into a loyalty, into a white, and give me my Oni. That would be my ideal. That is not what happened. Instead, my opponent can have the white match. Ooh, well, there we go. We get our mana back for having done the thingy-majig. Ooh, there's a 5 match back there. Okay, each player discards all cards that can be discarded from their hand. I feel like this is the way. Let's see if we can work our way toward that thing, because that's going to be... Yeah, we're going to get it. That's going to be fair and balanced right there. Right? Each player discards that can be discarded, draws that many cards. Each card in your hand is going to gain mana. Yep. Okay. You have mana in your hand here, Narset. Let's get rid of all that mana in your hand, please. So stupid. All right. Yep. Ooh, Blade Coil. I like Blade Coil. You're playing oh, okay. You're drawing me more cards. Cool. This is, it was a very good try, and I very much respect you for trying that, but I don't think that's quite going to work out for you, my friend. Let's see. Blade Coil is not happening this turn. Let's see. Here we're going to get black into loyalty, which isn't quite going to get us what we want here, but my opponent's going to lose the first card in their hand. I don't really want to play the Time Reversal here, to be honest. I do, however, want... I don't think it's going to happen. No, it's not. It's not going to happen this turn. It'll happen next turn. I should have, in retrospect, dropped the Time Reversal from my hand. You're playing Danitha still? Really? Really? Come on, buddy. You can do better than that. Get with the times. I have a very high opinion of Danitha players, as you can tell. Let's see. I might as well take the blue match just because it's not like I'm going to be able to do anything with them anyways. And let's see what we get out of this. Nothing great. I'm actually going to... Sure, I'm going to destroy him. Because I know I'm drawing cards. There's Ambiguity. Yes, we wanted that. There we go. That was worth it. I knew I was getting another one of those Oni dudes anyways. So, alright, this... Oh boy. You poor thing, Narset. Olenbach. Cool, that's fine. Does not matter. You are not going to like this, buddy. Very much. We're going to do this and this. Although, to be fair, I do need a way to get rid of my opponent's creatures. And I don't know that I put very much of a way to get rid of my opponent's creatures in this deck. So... Oh, because I don't think I took Void Rend out. I did not take Void Rend out. I did not. Do I want a Time Reversal here? Or do I want a Xander here? Time Reversal or Xander? I don't need the Xander. I want to draw some cards here. Let's get Time Bubbles. And then let's use that to start getting rid of my opponent's stuff. Is good. What do we get? Let's get rid of opponent's cards. They don't have mana, but that doesn't matter. Okay, I get Void Rend. I get another Ambiguity, which is important because that thing's going to start running out of shields. Okay. Oh boy. This is going to make a whole bunch of gems. Here you're seeing Ambiguity at work. All this mana is for me, by the way. So you'll see that my opponent... No, they destroyed Ambiguity. Good on you for running Demolish, I suppose. That's like the one thing around this... Wait, how are you getting so many free Demolishes here? Am I missing something? Does Angie? Hold on. How did they get so many free Demolishes? Does this play things from the graveyard? Oh, it just gets him a bunch of free Demolishes. Ah, that is a fascinating thing to go up against here. That's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. Alright, I don't think that Blade Coil's coming down here. It's going to get close, but not quite. I am up against a perfect counter to my deck, which is interesting to see, actually. Come on, just barely ignoring it. No. This might actually then be the first game that I lose with this deck. I've got the Void Rend, which is useful, but... Alright, I made one match. I'm actually going to go ahead and use my second here to hope that I can try and match gems and then make a black match, which did not happen. Okay. Okay. No black match for you. I wanted to get rid of his cards. Alright, let's do this way. We're going to draw a whole bunch of cards here with Blade Coil. Oh, that's really good for a draw. Void Rend to get rid of the Savior, which is going to get me my stuff back for free. Oh no, that gives me that. Cut your losses. That was not fair for my opponent. I'm not going to destroy anything this turn. Meeting of the 5 is going to get me some more goodies. And I'm going to get another Meeting of the 5 here in a minute. All these Blade Coils coming down are an actual problem. Alright, that's going to get us another Xander. I could destroy the Xander here. I got no reason to destroy Xander, do I? No, I don't. Okay, my opponent's going to get a 5 match, which is fine, actually. Come on, destroy some time gems. Nope. Hixus. Alright, and of course you're running the sword thing. And you just got a Blade Coil. Oh boy. Well, the Ambiguity is coming in handy here. It's just going to immediately get rid of Danitha there. And my opponent gets another Danitha back because of how this goes. Yep. Oh boy. And there goes my hand. Alright. Yikes. Okay. Got the Oni. Do I die next turn? Maybe. Maybe. I need to make as many time bubble gems as I can, though. That's a must. Now, what is the way here? That's a time bubble. This is going to make 4 more bubbles. I want all the bubbles out that I can get. Oh boy, Hixus. Yikes, I forgot about Hixus. Alright. So now what happens for my opponent? They make a loyalty match. But that's still doom and destruction unless I get rid of the Hixus. Where is the Hixus? Is this the Hixus? That is the Hixus. It's on the bottom. I don't have a way of destroying that on the bottom. Alright, so the only way that I can make it so I don't lose the match outright is if I find a way to destroy the Hixus this turn. I'm not going to play the Bloodthirsty Adversary. I do have a way of destroying... No! Oh, I had a way of destroying Hixus. And then that thing went off. Ooh, I have a way of destroying Hixus again. No. Stop it. Stop it. Break the Hexes. There we go. Oof. 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 Now that was a match, guys. No? No? Game says no? Alright, well, whatever. We're going to kill my opponent here. Boom. Boom. Wow, that was fascinating. That was actually fascinating. So that time, I went up against a true hard counter to my deck. That vampire with Demolish there was the perfect hard counter to my deck, and I still managed to win, which surprises me. I don't know how I won that game. That was a beautiful match, and I liked that. That was a back and forth match. I thought I was going to lose that one for sure. All right. Well, let's tweak this a little bit, shall we? Let's not. I would say I'll play one more match with this so you can see the true power of it, but you know what? Let's play another match. This is going to be against Puzzle Masters Teferi, which will be a good one to play against, just because Puzzle Masters Teferi is just so... Puzzle Masters Teferi. Puzzle Masters Johnny is just so good. Let's see. This time we're going to play this a little bit differently. This time I'm actually going to let the Silent Blade Oni come down first, I think. Although there's a lot of blue gems on the board. I'm not going to have that come down first. I'm going to have the Surgical Bay come down first. Oh boy. That was not good for my opponent. That was very not good for my opponent. Alright. Well, I get Time Bubbles to start the game out. And I get the Silent Blade Ninja. What are you playing turn 1? Nothing. So it becomes mine. You. Let's increase the cost of cards in your hand. And then... do I want the Surgical Bay out? Do I want a Time Reversal? I just want to save cards so that I can get rid of them. Is that Danitha? That's a 17 mana creature. Is that Danitha? Are you a monster? No. Oh, this thing. That thing's a pain in the butt too. You know what? Let's draw some cards here. Do I have any loyalty matches? I do not, but I do have a bunch of things that are going to make Time Bubbles, and I want Time Bubbles. So let's get Time Bubbles. Let's see if we can draw into ambiguity. We're going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. No ambiguity. Void Rend is getting rid of that thing. Cut Your Losses is going to pop a whole bunch of these things, which is going to get me another one of these bad boys. No, I'm not going to destroy him. I very much did not need another one of him. And I'm going to steal something that costs 9 mana. That's a support. What support is 9 mana? That's white. That's often used. What's this? I like this. Isn't this guy legendary? He is not legendary. Wait. This is not going to do anything for me then, is it? I don't like this thing. We're going to save this thing. We're going to save it. And I'm just going to keep getting rid of white matches from my opponent. No white matches for you. And I'm going to take another Soul of Emancipation there. And then it's my turn again. We're going to... Yes, we want that. We're going to do this just to keep messing with the mana cost in my opponent's hand. This is, by the way, this is Teferi at his best and worst. So you'll see that my opponent is not playing anything. But my opponent also can't really play anything unless they draw it, in that turn. But even then, it's just... They're not in great shape. Oh, that was my thingy-madoodle. I pity the fool. I should have just left it in my hand. I just immediately discarded it because I was like, oh yeah. That was a bad life choice right there is what that was. That was a bad life choice, Michael. I shouldn't have cut my losses here either, actually. Come to think of it. Alright, Teferi's coming down with the Vanguard because that's a fair and balanced card as well. There's my ambiguity. Well, that's good. And another one of these things is nice as well. But let's get ambiguity down. And then we're going to do this to get ambiguity on the battlefield. Is... Oh, you're going to use your first to start playing cards. Well, look at that. Okay. I still don't think you're going to be able to do anything this game, my friend. Let's draw a card. Ooh, that is the Blade Coil, though. I do like the Blade Coil. I do like the Blade Coil very much. But now we're going to do this. Let's just redraw. Yeah, that's solid. Yeah, that's really solid. Okay. Let's get some Xanders down. Let's get some Xanders down. I don't need you. Shoo. Let's see. This is going to make 2 more time... Or it's going to restrain 2 more gems. Or I can get rid of a bunch of things that are going to be blocking me. Let's just restrain a bunch more gems. Just convert a whole bunch more to blue. I think that's the best way, because that's more likely to get me a Xander on the battlefield, which is going to get rid of my opponent's cards. And it's going to put my opponent in a very unhappy place. They're going to destroy stuff, which is just going to help my ambiguity. I'm going to deny more gems because I'm not a good person. And I'm going to draw another card. I'm going to get another ambiguity. Hello. Ooh, I like this. Ooh, I like this a lot. What do we want to get rid of? We want to get rid of as many loyalty gems as possible. Because we want to be able to do stuff. Alright. Yep. No mana for you. No mana for you. No mana for you. No cards for you. Ah, man, this is so stupid. I do recognize this. In the event that you were wondering, do you recognize that what you are doing is stupid? Yes, yes, I do. I very much do. My opponent here is just getting denied so many times that their mana... Like, even though a Johnny has a mana bonus of +7 to white normally, my opponent's mana bonus is not presently +7 to white. What's a Johnny's mana bonus? It's down to +6 right now. I think it was actually a little bit lower there for a hot minute, but it's not looking good. Let's just say that for sure. It's not looking good for a Johnny. We're gonna do that, and then let's play some cards here. We wanna just end my opponent's sadness, right? We wanna just end it for them. This is not going well for them. This is a very clear win, right? Like, this is a very, very clear win. Yeah, no cards for you, buddy. I'm sorry. But Blade Coil doesn't want you to have cards. So, whoop, whoop. Blade Coil wants me to have cards. But Blade Coil doesn't want you to have cards. Oh man, 14 blue gems, and then cut your losses to add to that. Although... there was no way to make it so that it would actually give me more mana. This game is very over. This is not an epic battle like the last match. I don't think there's anything that my opponent's going to be able to do to get out of this. It's just going to be a slow bleed until they're dead. Because this deck is evil that way. Hello? Thank you. I do not want time reversal. I very much do not want time reversal. I'm going to use my second ability again. Convert gems to blue, and then that's going to give a whole bunch of mana to my stuff, and then we're going to put y'all down this way, and then making a blue match does indeed make it so that the meeting will cast this turn, because Teferi's mana bonuses are insane as well. And so here I just want to play as many creatures as I can, just to, like, end this. Another meeting, oh no. No, I don't want the time reversal. No, I have so many meetings. No. I had so many meetings of the 5, and now I've got a time reversal my hand away. Alright. Well, I've got another meeting of the 5, and another Blade Coil, and infinite loyalty, and a very, very, very sad opponent. Goodbye card in your hand. This is just It's fair and balanced, guys. Fair and balanced. No, we don't want that. I do, however, want these two. Go away, you. Yes, go away. I do want the red match here for the blade coil I'm going to get this turn. Because that's going to enable the blade coil to go boom and kill my opponent. My opponent was going to die anyways. It really should work like Days Undoing. I feel like, honestly, all spells should have a confirm cancel. Personally. I know that Gauze, if Gauze was in here, Gauze would throw a fit for me saying that, but I think that every spell should have a confirm cancel trigger. I know. Loop decks would hate that. Oh, hey! Chaos Ascends. I know you. You are in my coalition. Well, Chaos, you get to see my other deck. So this will be fun. All right. Blue. In terms of my opinions, blue is a Puzzle Masters that I think is worth going for, but I don't think it's essential as well. So I think that blue is very good. I think that blue is a good thing to have in your collection, but blue isn't the one that you need to have. If you're going to go all in on any of the Puzzle Masters, the one that you want to go all in for is green. In my opinion, green Puzzle Masters is so good that it invalidates most of the cards that come out in Standard for me. I'm just being entirely honest. Green Puzzle Masters is so good that it invalidates most of the cards that come out in Standard for me. And the reason for that is because there's... Thank you for the crash. There's a specific set of 3 cards in there that form such a strong deck core that that deck core is, in my opinion, just it's perfect. For me, that deck core is perfect, and I feel like it's not necessary to really get a whole bunch of new cards if you have that deck core, because I feel like just about no matter what the standard is, that deck core is going to be relevant, and that deck core is going to be made up of one of the rares and 2 of the mythics from this pack. So to understand what that deck core is, you have to understand a little bit about Seed. Seed is the green improved gem. And so when this one says is when a Seed gem is destroyed, you get 1 mana for each creature you control, including their reinforcements. This is a little bit dangerous because your opponent, when they match gems, is also going to get that Seed, which can give them crazy amounts of mana. But for the most part, the Seed gems are going to be helping you. And the reason why this is so good, and I think it's almost a tie with blues, it's just a little bit worse because it can help your opponent, whereas blues, there's nothing about it that helps your opponent. It's all bad for them. It's all going to be around this card here, Colony Garden. I think that Colony Garden is the green card that is busted, right? So white has the Healer of the Pride, and I think that Healer of the Pride is downright broken. Blue has Ambiguity. Ambiguity is downright broken. And to me, Colony Garden is the card in green that is just completely downright broken. So this card says, when it enters the board, you seed a gem. At the beginning of your turn, convert 3 gems to green, and whenever you seed 1 or more gems, create an elemental token. That this wouldn't be devastating if that elemental token was like any of the other elementals in the game, things that are like 1/1s or things that are 2/2s. But these elemental tokens are 5/5s. So every time you seed a gem, you're going to be getting one of these 5/5 elemental tokens. And so this is particularly insane because then you're going to go ahead and pair it with the other 2 cards that I'm about to go over. One of them being Dryad Arbor, which says when you cast this card, destroy a seed gem. So that's going to give you a huge amount of mana because it's going to destroy a seed gem and then you're going to get all the mana based on the creatures you have. But if you can't, it's going to seed gems. So if there aren't seed gems already, it's going to seed gems. And then it, just like the garden, is going to be a convert 3. So you've now got 2 cards in your deck that are going to convert 3. So you're getting an incredible amount of mana from those 2 cards. But then whenever you make a green match, if it wasn't by swap, seed a gem. Well, that means that any kind of green gem conversion is going to start seeding gems. And if you have played this game beyond the tutorial, you know that green is going to have ways of making a whole bunch of green matches without by swap, by conversion. And just the Arbor and the Garden alone are going to be enough to make enough conversion happen that you're going to get enough matches, that you're going to seed enough gems, that you're going to be able to kill your opponent with the elementals. But to make things even worse, you've also got Nissa's Expedition. And this card is 13 mana. It goes down to 9 mana because it has Convoke over here on the left, which reduces its cost based on the number of creatures you have out, including the reinforcements, which is going to happen very quickly. And then you're going to fetch one of the first 4 lands from your library, and then you're going to give it full mana, and then you're going to give your first creature enchanted. When any player casts a gem, you or your opponent seed a gem, which means if any player casts a card while this thing is out, you get a 5/5 elemental token. And then it has, at the beginning of your turn, the creature loses enchanted. Well, whoop-de-doo. That means that for your turn, every other card that you cast is going to create an elemental. And then when your opponent has their turn, every card they cast is going to create an elemental. So not only does Nissa's Expedition let you fetch the Garden, or fetch the Arbor, whichever you don't have, but it's going to make it so that the elemental tokens that you're making with the Garden are going to propagate themselves by making more seed gems. And so this 3-card combo is just so easy to get down. It's so much so much mana. It's so much power, and it's just renewable power. It's just green energy. You just go, and it's insane. The one thing that I need to caution you about with green is that ever since they made green, it was so powerful that it was broken, like literally broken. Like it'll crash your game levels of broken. So there are certain interactions from green that will break your game and crash it. The green Puzzle Masters Nissa is one of those. She will break your game. Do not use Puzzle Masters Nissa. They have not yet found a way to fix her so that she does not crash your game. It's bad. There's Gaia's Cradle, which also is another one that they've said they'd fix, and that it was fixed. Yavimaya Cradle? No. This does not... It still crashes the game. There's just like bad things that happen with those seed gems that can crash the game. If you want to be safe, use the Garden, use the Arbor, use the Expedition. Those do not crash the game. Those are fine, and they're overpowered. If you start throwing things like Oracle of Muldaya in, or if you start throwing in things like Silvala, you might wind up getting some kind of wonky crash. So I wouldn't use them in events that you need to win. Hopefully our new developers will fix this. If they do, it'll just turn green into even more of a powerhouse than it is now, in my opinion. Silvala is insane in the rare compartment, right? Like at the beginning of your turn, you make this thing can't attack and can't block, and then you convert gems equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. But this is green, so you're going to have a thick creature, and you're going to convert the whole board to green, and bad things are going to happen. Oracle of Muldaya. When you convert 3 gems every turn. Whenever you make a green gem match, you're going to seed a gem. The problem with Muldaya is that if Muldaya is the one that gets the Expedition, right? If Muldaya gets, where are you? This thing, where you cast a card and you seed a gem, and then this thing makes it so when you make the green match, you seed a gem, and then if you then have the Arbor as well, which makes it so that when you green match, you seed a gem. If it tries to seed multiple gems at a time, that's when the game crashes. So you don't want to do that. You want to have one source seeding gems at a time. So yeah, that's why this is dangerous. But anyways, if they ever fix it, it's going to get ridiculous. Boundless Realms is going to seed gems and fetch lands, so it's going to fetch your land things that are going to make you get elemental things. And so, yeah, even if you just get the Garden, honestly, you'll see how ridiculously broken this is. But you get the Garden, you get Silvala, which is an incredible card. This card, not necessary at all. Like, at all. You've got... where are you? Boundless Realms, which is solid. It's another card that's worth picking up in the pack. You got Oracle of Muldaya, which is a very good card, still worth picking up in the pack. You've got the Expedition itself, which is insane. You've got the Arbor, and there's the green Mox on top, which I feel like is the least effective of the Moxes, because you never are going to need to use this, really, because you're just going to be using the Arbor and the Garden, and you're going to laugh your way to victory. So, yeah, it's really, 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 really good. Not just good, it's really good. So, We're going to play a match against Chaos Ascends, my fellow clanmate. I'm not going to be using Puzzle Masters Nissa because I do not want my game to crash. But I will be using Kazmina, like I was talking about, when I find her. I would love to be able to use Puzzle Masters Nissa. I would really like it if there is a world in which I can use that at some point. But that world is not this world right now. So this right here is the deck that I run in pretty much every event. Like, I can use it for almost all events. And it wins because it's too good. You've got the Arbor Garden and Expedition on top. You'll see that that's my core. That's what I put into the deck. And then I've got stuff like Titania's Command, which is going to fetch a land and give it full mana. I've got the Topiary Stomper, which is going to fetch a land and give it full mana. And then I've got a whole bunch of removal. The Aurora, Teferi, Sleep with the Fishes, the Kami War, and Blade Coil Serpent. So there's ways of making it so the deck is more like loopy and awful, because you can play around with that Seed Gem interaction a little bit more from the Expedition to make it so that you just get a ton of those Seed Gems, but it's entirely unnecessary. So here we've got a pretty solid starting hand. We've got the Garden in the starting hand, and we've got some removal in the starting hand. And then we're going to be getting the Garden down turn 1 here, I think, right? Because you get 8, and then you get that. Yeah, we're getting the Garden turn 1. So let's get our first turn Garden. You're going to start seeing the elemental tokens popping up. And you would think that going up against PMA Ajani, you'd be like, oh no, you're making Seed Gems. That sounds like a really bad idea, Michael. No, it is not. It is not a bad idea to be making those Seed Gems against Puzzle Masters Ajani. So we're going to go ahead, get rid of that little thing so that he stops making critters every turn. That thing's a problem. It's not a little problem, but it's okay. It's gone. It's going to come back, so I need to be careful of that. Which tells me that I need to start looking for a Sleep with the Fish. That's what that tells me. It tells me I need Sleep with the Fish. I've got another Kami War, but that's not what I'm looking for. Let's go with Blade Coil Serpent to either make him discard cards or something. We'll see. We got a 5 match. I like 5 matches. Let's see if we get anything essential out of that. We do not, but that's fine. So here I'm just going to get rid of... I'm going to take the blue match, get rid of some of the white ones, even though he's still got white. I'm pretty sure that this deck that I'm up against is that deck that I was showcasing earlier in the video. So I do need to be careful about this. Let's see, I've got these two here. This might honestly just be worth me blowing up the board here just so that I can... Let's see, I'm going to get the Stomper. I think it's worth destroying the board just to get rid of the healer here. I think it's worth destroying the board to get rid of the healer. That healer is just that good. Honest to goodness, it's that good. I don't think I made a blue match this turn, did I? Did I make a blue match? I don't think so. I did not. All right, my opponent's back at full life, which means that the kitty is going to do kitty things. So let's do Aurora here first, Expedition second. I think this is the way. Yeah. So yes, I know that I'm going to be destroying my own land here, but I have to get rid of that cat. That cat cannot be allowed to stay. Yes, I know I have other supports that are good for me. However, losing the game in one turn is not good for me. So I'm going to be getting both of my supports here anyways, which is good. So I'm still kind of safe, and I get to Blade Coil, get rid of his hand. Perfect. Oh man, I wanna draw cards. I really want the card draw, but getting rid of all of your opponent's cards is the way to go here. Goodbye hand. Yeah, okay. That just ended the game. Probably. I'm sorry, Chaos Ascends. I'm sure you're not watching this right now. I'm sure you're in the comfort of your home, enjoying your life as you should be, instead of this, where I'm going to be getting so much. Oh, this is good. let's get rid of the white gems. And we're going to get some elementals. You're going to get me the Arbor, which is just going to make this go even more haywire. So we're going to use the command, which is going to fetch me lands. And we're going to use the command to fetch more lands. Now, if I had played the Nissa's Expedition this turn, I would be going super ham here. But hello, Apple of Eden. What boosters do you recommend I should invest gems into? How new to the game are you, Apple? That's the real question. How new are you? What planeswalkers do you have? Let's start with how new are you, and what would you say are your best 2 planeswalkers? Let's do that. I can answer the question from there. But I do need that information to be able to give you a good answer. Like Family Feud. Good answer! Good answer! Sorry, that was not a good one. No, never mind. Whatever. Alright. This is very much game over. Do-do-do-do! Goodbye, Teferi. Hello, Seed Gem thing. And my opponent is very dead. So, yeah, there we go. Just mopped the floor with Puzzle Masters of Johnny. And Puzzle Masters of Johnny was running, I think, the deck that we saw earlier. Knowing Chaos, I think that he is running that deck I was showing you earlier. Just a slightly different version of it. But you'll notice that I changed how I played the game. And I think that this is the difference between being able to reliably go perfect in events consistently versus losing matches. Is I saw the Healer of the Pride come down. And the moment that I saw the Healer of the Pride come down, I immediately knew that that was a game-ending threat. And so you noticed that I wound up changing up my strategy right there on the fly. I had my win condition down. But even though I had my win condition down, my opponent's win condition was a more pressing matter in the immediate term, and I had a way to just regenerate my board anyways. So I prioritized using my loyalty and my cards to find a way to get rid of my opponent's win condition, and then I established my win condition all over again. So, I mean, I could just text him. Honestly, I could just text Chaos and be like, "Hey, man, what was your deck with the Puzzle Masters of Johnny?" But I'm pretty sure it's the deck that he was running in the Coalition event over the weekend, and so I think it's the Hallowed Haunting deck. I will do one more of these. There was a very generic question. You've been playing 3 years, so at this point, Apple, I would honestly say save all of your crystals for the next event then, or the next set. I'm guessing, this is just guesswork, please, right? They said early October is when we're going to hear about the next set. So I'm going to guess that the next set is going to drop, or not drop, but we're going to get information about it next week. That's my guess. I'm going to guess. I don't know. I don't have any insider information. I'm just guessing. Next week we get the information about the next set. And so if it looks like a really great set that you're going to want, and if it looks like they're making events based on the mechanics of the next set, so you're going to want to make sure you have cards for it, I'd say that we're so close to a new set that you should save up for that. And then if you want, I stream every Friday in the morning. And so when they release the next set and we have a chance to look at it, because I will absolutely be looking at that on stream, you can then ask me again if you think that I think it's worth it for you to save crystals for it. And I will give you my honest answer when I know that. But right now, I think it's best to save up for the next set. That is my answer. All right, we're going to play one more match here. We're up against a Dakon, which is perfect. So we'll have gone up against a Puzzle Masters of Johnny. And we'll go up against a Dakon. So we're going up against all of the worst possible things that we could go up against here. And you'll get to see that this deck still comes out on top. So, all right. We got 2 Topiary Stompers to get this ball rolling, which is fantastic. We love that. This is just going to immediately get us a land to convert gems to green and to start seeding gems out the gate. We got a whole bunch of removal here, which is just absolutely hot stuff. Love seeing that. This seed gem is actually going to be enough to get me my second Stomper, which I'm hoping gets me the Garden, which it does. Cool. And at this point, unless my opponent fishes one of my seedlings. My opponent's pretty doomed here. I'm going to save my expedition for a turn. Yeah, I'm going to save it for a turn. Let's see. Do I have... Oh, I've got a 5-er. Let's do the 5-er. Let's start with the 5, right? Because that's going to seed a gem because of the Cascade. Which is also ridiculous that Cascades seed gems. Let's see. I want to get to loyalty here. So let's get rid of the black into loyalty so that we can get rid of some stuff for my opponent and use my first ability next turn. And then hopefully be able to cast a few cards. So, alright, this is going to get us more of the elementals. Oh, we got a Blade Coil. Heck yeah. Let's see. The Blade Coil is not going to do anything for me here, though. Which is unfortunate. Ooh, I got another expedition. Do I go for the other expedition, or do I go for the command? I think I'm going to go for the other expedition. And then, because I have an expedition in my hand, I might just let this go. Let's see. I'm going to be getting green into white here, which is good. Sure, let's see what happens here. We're going to go green into white here, just because I know that that's going to seed me some more gems. And then I'm going to expedition here just for another copy of the garden, just to make sure it's a little bit safer. And then next turn I'm going to aim to win. Okay. So I'm going to win this turn. Alright, I got the red match for my Blade Coil Serpent. And then, absolutely yes. I'm going to use my second here with Kasmina. So here you're going to see some wacky things happening. It's going to turn my seed gems into other gems, which I don't love, but it's okay. However, what this is going to do for me is it's going to make it so that I can pull this nonsense off. I get a second one of those. I'm not going to Great Aurora here, so I can actually just go ahead and toss that. I suppose I should let the Blade Coil Serpent come down at the end. At the end. What do I need? I need mana for that. Okay, I think I made a black match with the Convert the World, right? Yes, I did. So now let's just draw cards to blue and win the game. My opponent is so doomed here. Alright, so we're going to get a garden first. I'm going to get 2 of these down. So we're going to get a garden first, and we're going to get an arbor second. The arbor is going to pop seed gems. And now every card that I cast is going to seed gems, which is going to get me more elementals. I'm actually playing the sleep with the fish just to get a free elemental out of it, because why not? The bears are going to turn into a Blade Coil Serpent, which is going to get rid of my opponent's hand and get me some more cards, which is going to get me more tokens. This is so silly, guys. Look at this. It's just so much mana. It's so deadly. Because, like, there's a lot of support removal that gets rid of not creatures, but not a lot that gets rid of lands. And so the thing that's insane about this to me is that my lands are doing this. This is my lands doing this. This is not like I'm playing a kill spell. It's not like I'm playing some super duper creature or something. I am killing my opponent with lands and the gem matches that my lands make. Look at this. This elemental is going to be over 100 power here just because of lands, which is just absurd to me. Just absolutely absurd to me. So is this going to be another arbor? It is. Okay, it's not a garden, which is fine. But still, like, look at that. 112 just from lands. So yeah, that low Mephisto, excuse me, just got destroyed. I am sorry, Mephisto. There was nothing to be did about that. That was devastating. Absolutely devastating. So yeah, there we are. That's green. That's Puzzle Masters green. When they fix Puzzle Masters green, I can play with more of it like I did with the other ones, where I just made a deck out of cards from those. I know that with white, blue, and green, I just wound up showing the broken ones, whereas I could just put all of them together. But I also didn't want to soak up another hour of your guys' time showing off all of those today. But I can do it on another day if it's something that you guys want to see. More VIP stuff came in. Cool. I am saving up my VIP for when the next set comes out. Basic booster standard. And okay, cool. I want to be able to complete this current set, which I don't have a lot of. The Brothers War or something? I don't know. But yeah, I need to save up my packs for that. Let's see. I've got 10, 20. I've got 20 cards, and I'm waiting to be able to booster craft this stuff. What's the set? March of the Machines? There's too many sets, guys. It's because of my hoarding packs. I need to get rid of them all. I need to get rid of all of them. Where's the newest set? It's going to have a tag on it, right? Oh boy. Yes, there we go. March of the Machines. So you'll see that I have very little of this set. Very, very little. I just need to have enough packs to get the whole set. So I'm missing 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 13, 16, 19, 23, 27. Ooh, this is a lot. 44. 44 and another 7's 51. 60. I'm missing 60 cards. So I'm not close. I have 20 cards to open. I'm missing 60. I will get them. When booster crafting for this opens up, I'll just booster craft until I have enough to be able to open the packs. And then I'll open the packs and I'll finish the set. But what I really want, guys, what I really want is this. I have opened 4 of these packs. I have opened 4. 4, that's it, 4. I've not gotten a single duplicate. And I got Kaito, I got Kaya, I got the Eternal Wanderer, and I got Tyvar. But I haven't gotten Koth. And I want this card so badly. But I'm not going to risk this here for Koth. Because chances are I'm going to get duplicates galore. I've got a 20% chance every single time I pop one of those, and the likelihood of me getting Koth is just so bad. It's just so bad. And I want him so much. It's just so good. It's perfect for my playstyle. This is like the perfect card for my playstyle. Why couldn't I be missing like the Eternal Wanderer? Right? Why couldn't I be missing this one or Kaito or something? But no. Game is a jerk. Oh, Koth. You know, I'm willing to do it once. Why the heck? I've gotten no dupes yet, and I've gotten 4 of them. Can we go for a 5th and just have gotten no dupes? It's possible. I doubt it. I'll do 1. Why aren't these guaranteed non-duplicate? Studio, you need to change this. This is stupid. We're going to check it out anyways. This is stupid. Is it red? No. It's a duplicate. Alright. My first duplicate. I'm not going any more into it. I want to save... I've got 2 mythics for the next set saved up here. I'm going to save these. That's it. I am up to 4 packs, though. That's good. 4 premium packs. I'm excited about that. Okay. I'm going to call it here for today. It's 1 o'clock. That means that we've been on for 2 hours, which is good. I'm hoping soon that I can go ahead and start making videos instead of just streaming. I like streaming a lot. Streaming is my favorite thing to do here. But I have videos recorded. I even have their thumbnails on my computer. You know, I've got them ready to go. But it's just not being good to me here, guys. It's not being good. My wife is currently out of town. Her best friend was given days left to live, and so she's gone out to visit her and to be with her there for the end. And it's crazy. So I'm lucky that I still get to do this. My kids are in school, so I still get to stream and stuff, which is great. I love doing this. This is so much fun for me. But just due to stuff that my daytime, like I get 1 day to stream or make videos right now. And I'm hoping that bumps to 2, because then I can make a video 1 day and stream another day. And that'll make that a lot better. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. Let's see. Where's my thumbnail for that? I had one. It's not being nice. Oh well. See, just is it here? Yeah. 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 Let's see. Am I able to show my thumbnails? Skeep. Let's see. I suppose it might be on my computer somewhere. Hello? ¿Dónde? Is it over here? Maybe here? No. Oh, you just pulled the Dryad. Congratulations, Chewbacca. That's huge. Let's go. Do you have the green one? The garden? Do you have the garden too? Or is it just the Dryad? Because the Dryad is really good, but you need the garden too. Here, I'm gonna do this real fast. I'm gonna put up the ending soon, just so I can pull up the thumbnail of the video. I swear, I've had it for like 2 weeks. It's driving me nuts. 1 second, let me pull it up. There we go. See? Look at this. I made the thumbnail already. I decided to try something new here. So I made the thumbnail. It's my dragons for my Koth deck. You'll see here. I have the video recorded. I have all the audio did. I just need to upload it. But no, it just doesn't want to. So anyways, yeah, we've got all the goodies here. It just needs to happen. We got this. I need like an hour. I need an hour to upload it. But that is the life. So anyways, if you enjoyed today's stream, there's a thing in the description box. You can go there to Streamlabs or whatever. You can support the stream there. Any and all help is appreciated to just sort of keep things running, floating, all that goodness. I appreciate all of y'all who were just in here and chatting and being involved in the stream. You guys make this an absolute blast for me. It's actually my favorite part of playing Puzzle Quest is just hopping on stream and playing and chatting with you guys and seeing what you guys all have to say. So thank you for stopping in and spending some of your Friday morning with me. Afternoon, evening, Saturday, whatever time it is for you. But yes, I appreciate you all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I will see you next week. Oh no, I can't stream next week. Next week, I'm taking my kids to Disneyland for the first time. We got free tickets to go to Disneyland. I need to see about trying to stream a different day next week. Ooh. I have to talk with my wife. We'll see. Yeah. I can't do Friday. Whatever. We'll try another day. But, anywho, thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Have a good rest of your weekend. I hope you're doing something fun. And I'll try and see you some way